prize money for every winner and points for every event.
Each pro rodeo season, the best cowboys and cowgirls finish the season at the national finals.
They compete in as many rodeos as possible. The top 15 in each division, based on prize money and points, qualify for the National Rodeo Finals held every December.
The best of the best have ended the year at the Thomas Mack Center in Las Vegas.
Rodeo, a spine-tingling page out of the Old West, the thrilling sport of the cowboy.
I try to look at it as round one is rodeo. That's one rodeo, you know. It pays $33,000, so try to get paid. All right, round two, that's a different, you know. But then the 10 days you're at the average, so you have to rope smart, but you're trying to win every night as it's one rodeo. I felt good practicing coming in. I felt really good. We put in a lot of work. Rudy was feeling good. I was excited about that. I got rolling early. Got rolling in October. We had our circuit finals in November. Did good there, and just rolled right into the NFR. Like never skipped a beat.
The next young cowboy, Riley Webb from Denton, Texas, is 21 years old. It's just been a few short years ago that he was roping in the Region 10 high school rodeo. Now, he's the reigning world champion.
Webb entered the NFR fourth in the world, trailing Mayfield by nearly $70,000. But he made his intentions clear from the start.
Riley Webb is a stud, and he just showed you why tonight. And I feel like he feels a little slanted on this. Everyone talks about Shad Mayfield, but they forget that guy's got he's the defending world champion.
Webb's opening round win put the rest of the field on notice and showed that the defending champion wasn't worried about his deficit. Mayfield, on the other hand, had to balance the pursuit of two championships. As the season leader in tie-down roping, he sought to reclaim a gold buckle for the first time since 2020. But in the all-around race, he needed to stay ahead of a hungry field of challengers from multiple disciplines. Plus, nagging hip injuries threatened to derail his championship dreams.
I felt like Trevor Brazil, back in his day, he was really doing it by team roping, steer roping, calf roping all in a season. And it's not easy to do that. And it felt like, it kind of gave me the little chills of doing that, balancing three events a little bit. But the biggest thing was coming down to the NFR and competing not only against calf ropers, but, guys in other events. I'm competing against a bull rider and team ropers as well. So that's when, your blood really gets flowing, goosebumps really get to going, because you're competing against everybody, not just in your event. When I was young, I might have a bad, first few rounds or something, but I'd let that affect the whole rest of my NFR. I get down because I haven't, had a good draw or haven't had a good run or something, and it's like I get in my head and fight yourself, and you just let it affect. But you got to realize is you could have a bad, first, second, or third go round, but there's still so much more to be won. There's still so much to do. That's why you got to keep moving forward no matter what's going on. Stay in your own lane. And I always go by the saying is no one can beat you but yourself. So if you're backed in and you're focused on yourself and what's your job and what you can focus on, then nothing can stop you.
Rookie of the Year titleist that went on to greatness already. A year ago he set a record. Here he is at $452,000.
Webb picked up where he left off in round two. A 7.8-second run gave Webb a second straight round win to kick off the NFR and virtually erased his deficit in the standings. Mayfield needed to be in the money to keep his title hopes alive. A fourth-place finish in the second round kept him in front in the all-around and tie-down races.
Won everything and won the first round. Riley Webb.
So I come in with the big lead last year, so had to keep everybody off, so rope smart and just keep doing my job. This year behind a little bit coming in. Just got to try to win as much as possible and do my job every night. I love going on stage and getting the buckle and everything, but my girlfriend Josie, she roped in the breakaway world finals, so we were at South Point 3 days before, so I feel like we were at South Point a week, so coming back and forth, but yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad to be here, and South Point does a great job.
With each passing day in Las Vegas, the lights get brighter, and the pressure to perform increases. After 2 days of competition at the Thomas Mack, Mayfield's lead over Webb shrank to just over $16,000. Entering the third round, the young gun had the chance to move into the top spot.
I was fourth in the world, but if anybody has the week that I had, it could have been, I mean, I don't know the numbers, but it could have been 15th in the world, won a bunch of money, and had a chance at the world title. So I think no lead is safe out here at the NFR, so I think that's why every run counts, and you have a good week, and you'll be the champ.
You just got to stay focused on yourself as much as you can, and that's what I went into the NFR thinking. If I'm doing my job in the calf roping, then everything else, it'll fall into place how it should be. And later throughout the week, you start looking at the calf roping, and it's like, well, what's going on in the team roping? What's going on in the bull riding? But it kind of, it could get you thinking too much, and that's when you just kind of back up and say, I got my event, and that's the only thing I can control is what I'm doing right here.
The margin in the all-around race also narrowed after the first 2 rounds. A strong start to the NFR by team roping header Coleman Proctor inched $20,000 closer to Mayfield. Proctor missed the money in round 3. But team roping healer Junior Nogueira earned a round win to move into second in the all-around standings.
Oh boy! Turn it up, 3.7!
When he backed in the box for round 3, Mayfield had the benefit of knowing what he needed to keep his lead in the all-around.
He's going to start bringing it right now.
The New Mexico Cowboy maintained his advantage over the team roping challenges with a 6th-place finish in the 3rd round.
I keep up with my competition. I know what they're going to do, and I knew Riley. I knew he's going to go out there and he's going to do his job. I knew he had the calf roping locked down because that's who Riley is. He's that guy. He's not going to make no mistakes. That's why he's a world champion. So I knew, going into it, it was just going to be what goes on in the team roping, and then after that, I got to be able to control what I can control.
As the competition in the tie-down roping wore on, the leaderboard started to take shape. A 2nd-place finish in round 3 gave Webb for the first time the lead at the 2025 NFR, and thanks in large part to the efforts of his horse, Rudy. Webb managed to hold on to the top spot.
I just have a lot of confidence. That horse gives me a lot of confidence. He lets me do whatever I need to do on any calf. It's outside, inside, short, long barrier. He's so solid, and that's really cool to have Rudy to do that for me. But yeah, a lot of confidence. Got comfortable, I guess, in here. First years, horses ain't as great.
Yeah.
Nerves, and then you get on the best in the business, and it makes it easier.
Webb placed in 8 rounds and earned 3 go-round buckles to clinch back-to-back PRCA tie-down roping world championships. He never trailed after taking the lead in round 3. But the race for the most coveted buckle in pro rodeo remained wide open until round 10. After 9 rounds, Nogueira sat third in the all-around race and needed some help to get a win. Mayfield's lead had slipped away, but he wasn't going down without a fight, and Proctor led the race and controlled his own destiny. As the night got underway, the energy at the Thomas and Mack Center swelled. And after world champions had already been crowned in the bareback riding and steer wrestling, Proctor got his shot at the all-around crown in team roping. Proctor only needed a solid run to hold his place in the average and secure the all-around title. But the veteran from Pryor, Oklahoma, decided to go for broke.
Oh boy, Coleman, you're a class act, buddy, and it has been a pleasure. They're going to get out of town with a lot of money in that all-around race.
His miss opened the door for Mayfield.
I remember I was walking right down in the tunnel as they were team roping, and that's when I seen what was going on in the team roping. And as soon as the team roping, was over, I run back into the where all the press stuff goes on at the NFR. I'm like, all right, what's going on? Where we're at? What do I need to do? And they said, you need to win no longer than, I think, 3rd or 4th in the go-round and stay where you're at in the average. So, all right, no big deal. So that's going to go tie one down, easy enough. I'd rather go out there and have to be 6'3" than be 10-1. That's just how I am. I feel like that's more pressure needing to be 10 than needing to be 6. I mean, I backed in the box with guys in front of me, and it's gone 6'6", I've been 6'5", or 6'4", I've been 6'1", even though he got up. But, that's just how I usually been. So, 10-1, I felt like, that should be a walk in the park.
Going to come right down to the last cab for the last man as well. Shad, great watching, buddy. 9.6. He's a world champion, too.
As soon as I got on my horse and that calf laid, I said, holy crap, you're the all-around world champion. What a way to get that one.
Mayfield secured his first PRCA All-Around World Championship by a mere $675.74, one of the closest margins in pro rodeo history. Webb backed into the box with a lot less pressure in round 10, with more than a $20,000 lead in the standings and nearly a 10-second lead in the average. He just needed to put a bow on his title.
8.3 seconds for the champ, and that's going to leave him number 1.
I knew I was going to have to come in and win a bunch to have a chance at the end of the week, and wasn't expecting to jump out and win 3 out of the first 4 go-rounds and win second. And then I got ahead after that and was able to, make some smart runs and place a little bit along the way and hold my spot in the average and able to win the average and the world championship. I'm just so blessed to be here, and makes you, one's awesome too. Any gold buckle, any, the average title, anything, for me, it makes me want to go work harder and to be back and try to be back in this spot at the years to come.
Well, congratulations, Riley. Heck of an accomplishment, man.
Thank you.
It means a lot to be all-around cowboy. Growing up, seeing Trevor Brazil win it every year, and just I've always wanted to be a cowboy growing up, and that's what I lived for. And I've always loved riding horses and everything, and to have my name on an all-around gold buckle, that means the world to me, and I think that means more to me than any other gold buckle. I'm thankful for everybody that's been in my corner. My great horse Lollipop, she's more famous than I am nowadays, but she's been special to me, and just everybody that's been in my corner, all the steer ropers that have helped me, my team roping partner Farron, everybody that's been in my corner, I'm really thankful for all of them.
Hey, winning by just over a few $100s, but it was well worth every step. Congratulations.
Thank you.